Hey YouTube family, it's Denise here, aka West Coast Rust, coming at you with a response video to Less of Sarah's Why Do We Make Videos? Please excuse the crappy lighting. It is evening time here, and I'm in a different location than I normally do my videos, so it's probably not going to look the best, but I'm hoping that what I have to say you'll want to hear. I found Sarah's video to be similar to my feelings and then not similar to my feelings. I I didn't see the comments that were made to her about things that went on in Tampa and how people felt, or comments that were made to the others. But I mean, obviously, I'm on the outskirts. I didn't go to Tampa, so I have my own opinion, which isn't very educated to what their situation was in Tampa. I think initially I want everyone to know that I started making videos pretty much, really it was to document my journey so that I think I could look back on them. What I was hoping in the meantime is that someone would see my videos and they would find value in it and it would help them in some way along their journey. And like Sarah said, you know, we all start by watching people's videos and then we go on from there. When we feel like we're comfortable, we begin making videos ourselves, and then, you know, I think the natural progression is twofold. I think two things happen as you get farther along in your journey. In my mind, one of the comments that they made, that the person made about, you know, living life offline is living life, that is one view, and it is living life. And I think what happens is when we get a little bit farther out in our journey, say like beyond a year or so, I think one thing that can happen is you kind of just melt off into obscurity, and that may be the way this person decided to take it. For Sarah and for many others, they choose a more contributing route and they decide to continue to make videos, although their videos change in nature. Instead of just giving you a weekly update, they begin to share information on certain topics, things that are both weight loss related and not. I mean, maybe some of the stuff that they decide to discuss is stuff that happens in people's everyday lives. So I guess I can see where someone who's not chosen this route that Sarah and others take could have this opinion that living life offline is living life. And I think we say that a lot in our videos when we haven't made them in a while. We tell you, oh, I've just been living life. And I've said it myself. And that's the truth. I've just been living the life that I have here in Oregon. And my online life and my offline life, you know, they came together once so far when I went to Texas in December. And it was, for the most part, a very positive experience. And I know lots of people who have positive experiences, but I know people who have negative experiences too. And sometimes those negative experiences are enough to make people not want to make videos anymore and not make them want to be friends with other weight loss surgery folks online anymore. So I can see both sides of that. My initial reason for making videos, it's funny, I said it was so that I could document my journey. However, I hardly ever have looked back on my videos. I don't know how others do it, but I personally do not look back because that's my past. And I really want to move on to my future. So other than to pull maybe some screenshots from them so that I could see, you know, where I started physically speaking, that's probably the only reason why I've gone back to my videos. It's just so I could see myself. On my 1 year, I did rewatch my initial video, and I hated every second of it. Probably because I really just wanted to move on. I did not watch Phil or Chris Waffle's videos completely. I didn't have time. So, but Sarah did reiterate their opinions on what happens when people kind of get put on a pedestal and they put things out there, and then what happens if they get negative criticisms. And I've had thumbs down on my videos. I've had negative criticisms in the past. It never stopped me from making a video. or wanting to make a video. Other reasons are the reason why I didn't make videos. My life offline just got overwhelming, and it just wasn't a priority anymore to me. That, and I think when you hit kind of a balance point, when you hit kind of like a maintenance range, you become less likely to do that. And I noticed that a good portion of the people who are still making videos actively are still losing actively. And that, I definitely think, for me, has a huge reason on why I don't make videos as much as I used to. I don't think that I have what it takes to be organized enough to make a video on particular topics, or kind of self-help stuff or whatever. I just don't have that. I'm more of off the cuff. I've never edited my videos. I don't know how to add pictures in. I mean, I'm pretty Dick and Jane when it comes to my videos. But at the same time, I'm also as real as I feel like I can be. And I never tell you guys everything. I just don't. Mostly because you wouldn't want to know everything, first of all. And second of all, it's my business. And so my view on what people share and the criticisms or the ridicule that they get afterwards is you reap what you sow. So if you're not happy with the way you've represented yourself, and people say things or have judgments against you and they affect you, that's your choice on how you choose to react to that, because you did put it out there. Sarah's right. You don't have anyone that you need to answer to but yourself. So if you don't like what you see, change yourself. That's why we're on here. That's why we had weight loss surgery. We didn't like what we saw. We didn't like our behaviors. We didn't like the patterns that we had. So we decided the weight loss surgery was the answer. Did it solve all my problems? Oh my God, no. In fact, it probably brought out more problems that I didn't really realize were there. But they're different problems, at least. They're not weight-related problems. So that's good. I took care of an issue that was very prominent in my life, and now I just have other issues. So I think anyone would have to be a bit narcissistic to make videos. And one thing I would say to new people, if you're watching this, or people who are fairly recent, is weight loss surgery online life is almost like a drug. It's intoxicating. It's overwhelming. When you start getting positive reinforcement that you didn't get before, and people start noticing your successes, and they're very, very positive towards you, like anyone would, you love that. You want more and more. And sometimes when we get that way, we get more obsessive about YouTube, or we get more obsessive about Facebook when it comes to the weight loss surgery community. And at times, it does interfere with our personal life. It does affect our life. Not for everyone. Some people are able to balance that, and more power to you. But it definitely affected my relationships in my private life, in my YouTube and non-Facebook life. Some people decide to have 2 Facebook pages for that reason. They don't want the two to mix. And I just wasn't one of those people. I really only had the energy to keep track of one Facebook page. So I would caution new YouTubers, and I would just say, be prepared for the success that you will have, because you will be successful. If you're watching these videos, you will be successful. You have the drive to do it. You made the hardest decision, which is to have surgery. That's the toughest decision. Everything else, you just learn to do as you go. But do be cautious with yourself. Understand that just like when you drink, your online life, it's so much easier to say things. It's so much easier to do things online than it is when you're face-to-face with someone. It's easier to develop relationships when you're online, whether they're, same-sex relationships or opposite-sex relationships. It's so much easier to be who you think you want to be online. Anyway, listen, I'm going to let you guys go. It's 10 minutes now, and I hope to heck this uploads. I would have said more, but, you know, really, it's the meat and potatoes of it. You got to be cautious to some extent, and do remember that you are the only person you have to answer to. So, I'm sorry to have to rush this, but 10 minutes in, it's got to go. So, thank you for watching if you guys stayed through this, and hopefully I'll see you guys soon. Peace.